The Roger the Wild Child Show is brought to you by our friends at Prism Design Company. Are you looking for a cool new logo for your business? Do you need some graphics for your new website or blog? Our friends at Prism Design are a premier graphics design company that can handle all your needs. You can find Prism Design Company on Facebook or contact them directly at 618-534-4291. All the great graphics on the Roger the Wild Child Show are brought to you by our friends at Prism Design Company.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, let's go!
Hey y'all, it's time for the Roger the Wild Child Show.
Roger the Wild Child Show.
Here we go again with another boot-scootin' kickin' episode of the Nashville edition of the Roger the Wild Child Show with your host, Roger the Wild Child, along with his crazy sidekicks, the sassy southern sweetheart Megan Bennett, country rock musician Patrick James, and singer-songwriter social media girl Kristen Kay. And want to know what's the nitty-gritty from Music City? Elise Harper has your Nashville music news. Yeehaw! Let's do this.
Now that we're all prepared, let's start the show!
It's Roger the Wild Child Show!
Hey, and welcome. It is Roger the Wild Child Show. And what's up, Kristen?
Hey, what's up, Roger? Excited to be back after our fun Nashville excursion, I should say.
Yes, I mean, I'm telling you, we had a great time at CMA Fest. We did Roger the Wild Child Road Show, and that was
fun.
like, so, oh my God, that was so much fun.
Y'all, we finally got to meet each other in person. It was cool.
No kidding. So yeah, so I'm just doing some sharing right now so we can try to get people to just come and follow us.
Yes. If you see this, share it with your friends. Share it.
Yep, and let everybody know that we are here.
Yeah.
And so we got so Patrick is off this week, but he'll be back next week. He is actually rehearsing for a gig on Friday night. Megan is out sick, and Elise Harper is out today. So
It's
just you and me. So, and I have to say, did you see George Strait over the weekend in College Station?
Shoot, no.
No,
cool.
You haven't been paying attention.
I'm sorry. I've been busy.
Okay.
Sorry.
So George Strait had the largest concert in history. All right, in a little town called College Station, Texas. Guess how many people showed up to this concert?
Oh, I'm guessing a whole lot.
Take a guess. Take a guess. Give me a number.
I'm not. I don't know. Like, are we talking like millions or like how many?
110,000 people showed up for the George Strait. That's right. And Rick Monroe is in the green room. He knows that one.
He knows. Dang. I think I did see something about that now that I think about it. That
College
is cool.
Station is only an hour and a half from where I'm at right now, where I live.
Wow.
So I wanted to go to the concert so bad. But
I'm guessing you had something going on.
Yeah, you know who I went to go see? I stayed in Houston, and I saw Saturday night at Moe's Place, Mark Chestnut.
Okay.
And the next day, he was in the hospital for quadruple bypass surgery.
Dang! Wow.
Yeah. So
that's rough.
Absolutely. And then when I was watching Mark Chestnut perform, I was telling my friends, I'm like, okay, something's not right here. He's not, he's not in his game. So something is up. And then all of a sudden, the next day, I find out that he was hospitalized.
That's crazy. I mean, that makes me wonder if something was going on then that night. I assume like he was probably not
because he wasn't feeling well. He wasn't doing
and
any.
He probably was like, I'm gonna just power through because I don't want to cancel. But yeah, good on him. But like, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. So our prayers are for you, Mark, and hopefully, you get out of this and you heal soon, and God bless you, my friends. So
For sure.
So,
Dang,
so have your
that's
prayers
wild.
out for Mark Chestnut tonight and tomorrow, and until he pulls through from this. Okay.
Yeah, that's wild.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and bring on our first guest for today. He is the lead singer of his own band, of Rick Monroe and the Hitmen. I met him at CMA Fest.
So
Okay.
cool.
Yes, he is so cool. I actually met him at CMA Fest. We interviewed him on the Kick-Ass Country booth. Cornbread and Honey interviewed him. So let's bring him on.
All
Let's hear
right.
it for Rick Monroe.
Hey guys, good evening.
Hey.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Nice to meet you. Doing
Great
pretty
to have
good.
you on.
Good to be on. Good to see you again.
Yes.
It's been like hours, I think. Since
Something like that, yeah.
Hey, well, on the Mark Chestnut show, was David Adam Burns playing on that?
Yes, he was opening for the show.
Yeah, that's why he's a buddy, and
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
know about it, but I didn't hear about Mark going into the hospital, so I was
Dang.
weird.
Yeah, third time I've seen David Adam Burns. He is awesome. And David, I'm friends with him and his band, and we're trying to get him booked on this show here in the next few weeks.
Well, I'll text him and tell him he needs to do it. I'll give him some grief. Hey, we wrote a song. Ask him. We wrote a song called "Save the Planet," and the whole hook is because it's the only one that has beer.
Love that.
It's an old one, but
Love
yeah,
that.
he's great. The crazy thing about the George Strait thing.
Yes.
My first drummer when I started playing like out in bars in California was a guy named Bobby Jarzambek. Bobby Jarzambek played for Iced Earth, Riot, Sebastian Bach.
Oh wow!
Like all this heavy stuff, and he's George Strait's drummer.
Oh, is he?
Wow.
I took him on a tour in Europe, and he'd gotten the Sebastian Bach gig, and that's when he left. But so it's just funny. He's like, yeah, I got tired of playing in all these metal bands, so I wanted to get a country gig. And I'm like, where do you go
Wow.
from there?
Okay.
Because I saw that, I couldn't believe. I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet. I've just texted him a little bit about it, but that's incredible. I mean, King George.
Yeah.
When he played Nashville, we ended up with a tsunami, and him and Chris Stapleton were trying to like do a song, and it's just they closed everything down in the middle of it.
Oh wow!
So
Damn. Oh, what
we
a
had killer
good
tickets.
match that would be. Wow.
And College Station's where Texas A&M is, so that's a pretty big stadium.
It is. It's Kyle Field over there.
Yeah, that place is insane.
It is. So 110,000 people showed up, and
Not surprised.
okay. Kristen, is your mic set up? Check your mic setting.
Oh, can you not hear me?
I can hear you, but I think you're talking through the computer mic and not your.
Ooh, okay, 1 second. Sorry, y'all.
Okay, no problem. So George Strait, the great thing about what I love about George, and if you ever watch his movie Pure Country, it really defines who George Strait really is.
Yeah, my buddy. I mean, I've never met him, but my buddy just said how he got the gig was they had to play a private party for somebody. There was like 50 people, and George Strait brought the band, and Bobby had to fill in. And at the end of the show, he just looked at him and goes, "Do you want the gig?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll take it." And he says he's the nicest man in the world. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing to see that.
Wow.
And the guy can play double bass like nobody's business. So, it's funny to watch him up there playing George Strait stuff and then turn around and listen to him play Iced Earth or something insane like that.
Well, see, the thing about George is when he performs, he's not about the glamour and the glitter and the lights and all that stuff. It's just him, his guitar, and he just sits there and sings. And everybody just shows up for it. I mean, he doesn't do no production show. He doesn't have all these dancers around or anything like that, or just like any
Doesn't need
wild,
it.
crazy Garth.
He has like 20 people in his band, so he does need a pretty big stage.
That's true.
It's a great show, though. I mean, when we saw him, it was Little Big Town, Chris Stapleton, and George, and it's just
wow, what a lineup!
It's kind of actually George's setup almost looks like a carnival, just because it's the way the lighting is. It's got this kind of red, white, and blue American carnival vibe, and it's just cool. But it's pretty simple in comparison to like when you go see like we've toured with Brantley Gilbert, and that's like they go through more propane tanks or whatever, gas tanks. It's got those big semi things with just flames going everywhere.
Right.
Jeez.
So, Rick, let's talk about you, though. Okay. You know, I mean, this is, I mean, that's great. We can talk about George all night.
I was just trying to deflect as much as I could. You know, this is how it is.
So you've been in music for a little time now.
Way too long. A long time.
Way too long. And what brought you to the Nashville music scene?
I was living in LA, and we were doing country, and it was there was only like a handful of bars, and people just weren't. It was just kind of a weird thing. And then finally, I met a lady from Voice of America because we were doing some Department of Defense touring stuff, and we went out and did some different bases. And she was like, you really need to go to Nashville. She introduced me to some writers. I started kind of doing the back and forth thing from LA to Nashville. And I finally was just like, forget it. About 15 years ago, I just moved here. And it's insane how much it's changed. Some good, some not good at all. But that's just the way things go. I love living here because it's centrally located to a lot of stuff. But that's kind of what. I grew up with a lot of singer-songwriter stuff, but I also went through kind of a metalhead phase. So
I get that vibe with you when when I see your artwork for and see you walking around, like you were walking into CMA Fest into the media room, and you're like, I'm a badass, walk in with your hat on, sunglasses, and you're like,
I got a band called the Hitmen. What am I going to do? I feel pretty protected.
You're like, I'm Rick Monroe, bitch.
Yep, that's right. Darkness.
Can't hear you, Kristen.
Can we? Now we can't hear at all.
No, we cannot.
She went away. There you are.
There you are.
Okay, cool.
So
sorry.
It's funny because we're always getting this question about genre and where we sit, and our band is definitely I jokingly called it polygamorous because we're like the new thing we're recording sounds like Leonard Skinner meets STP with some George Jones thrown in. It's just I don't know. We're trying. We're kind of all over the map musically because that's how we like to do things.
Right.
So, and we also cover Motorhead, and we'll cover Foo Fighters, and we'll cover, the Allman Brothers, and just different stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you're all over the place. You can rock it out, or you can throw out a ballad if you want.
We actually went one weekend. We opened for the Oak Ridge Boys, and the next weekend we opened for Queensryche.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Then the next week after that, I think we did a show with Brantley Gilbert, and then we did a Joe Nichols show, and then we did a Trace Atkins, and then we did a Slaughter. And so we were out with Ted Nugent. Yeah, I've toured with Eric Church, and we were just out with Ted Nugent for about a month. So,
what a life!
Rock and country.
Yeah.
Wow, love that.
So keep people guessing.
It's this thing to do now, it seems, is to try out different genres and be a mix of things. And I kind of like that a lot of artists are kind of going more that way and not feeling stuck that they have to do this one genre, this one sound, because the reality is we don't sit down and write a song and be like, it's going to be a country song. It's going to be rock. Right. You just feel it and go with it,
It's got to be a good song, period. And any good song can translate to any kind of music. And that's why you'll see really good songs get covered. But also, it's funny because a lot of country is going way pop,
it is
pop, and that's cool. And
look at Beyonce.
Yeah, and then you got pop.
We aren't going to talk about that. Megan's not here, but
people want to buy that, whatever. That's their thing. Not my thing.
Yeah.
I don't really dig it, but whatever. But then you go on to things but now I'm seeing we just had a top 25 on Active Rock, but we also were there with Hardy, Tim Montana, Co Wetzel. All these guys are doing, and they're almost starting to coin a thing called outlaw rock, not outlaw country, but outlaw.
Wow.
It's kind of
That's
where
cool.
we're.
Post Malone.
Well, yeah, well, look at him.
He's doing everything. He can do everything.
Because I feel like where some people kind of come to town and do it the wrong way, I feel like that guy's at least doing it the right way. You know, he wants to get involved. He wants to be part of it. He's absorbing the Nashville thing. And I think it's cool. You know, I mean, again, I'm not a big fan of pop country, but I'm also, I mean, whatever. That's not for me to decide either way. So it's cool. I'm just happy people are making music.
See, country music today is like 80s music back in the day.
Yeah.
But with a little, with a little more, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's like the new 80s music. And that's
more
what
homogenized. But you know, the weird thing is, I don't know if you guys remember, but it used to be when you go into a music store back when they actually had record stores, there would be like rock and roll would be A to Z, ABBA to ZZ Top. It'd be this massive section, and country would be this little sliver.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be like, well, there's Tim McGraw came out with a new record. I think there's one somewhere in there. But then all of a sudden, now country is that big. And I mean, that's a cool thing because you do have everything from, you know, like, you know, the country hip hop guys to the super pop guys and, you know, the Brett Youngs to the Brantley Gilberts. I mean, it's kind of, that's a cool thing.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting how like it's more popular. So there's just a lot more styles of it.
Right.
But then you got some weird mixes, which some people feel different ways about. And is that country? Is it not? So I don't know. I feel like two ways about it because if it wasn't popular, then it wouldn't be as big as it is. But then also you got a lot more of that pop sound, which again, I'm with you. I don't hate it or anything. Is it like my favorite? Not really. But I mean, I don't have a real problem with it. It's just not really my thing. But lots of other people, it's their thing. So I mean, rock on, man.
Yeah, no, people, I get it, understandably, because if there's a tradition that you really love, I can get like why you would get like kind of butthurt about it, and people do get pretty upset. Yeah. As much as I might be like, well, that's not tradition. Somebody pointed it out, and this really kind of was an awakening. To me, traditional country was Johnny Cash, Waylon, and you know that kind of stuff.
Right, yeah.
But somebody, you know, who's a kid now picking up a guitar, honestly, his traditional country is Luke Bryan. Is Florida Georgia Line. Yeah. And as much as that seems like, you know, and I at first I was like, no, and I'm like, oh wow, you know, you're
makes
right.
Me cringe.
You're kind of like, wow, that's such a all right. So that puts it in perspective, but yeah, I mean, you know, but they probably need to separate country from traditional to pop. I just saw this. I played last night. This thing called the Mustang Heritage Foundation.
Troubadour Theater?
Yeah, we just did that last night. It was awesome. And you know who Ryan Larkins is?
No.
He wrote one of Kojo's songs. It was like a #1 for him. He's got this song called King of Country Music, I think that's out. Standing next to the guy is the nicest, like most unassuming guy we're talking. I had no idea that he'd had multiple #1 hits as a writer. Gets up and he is like, that kid could be like the savior of traditional country music, like almost 90s back. So just check him out. I was like really blown away by that guy.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So it's there, you know, and the good thing is music's where you want to find it. It's just what you want to look for. And we're of course doing everything we can to mess everything up by being so like genre crazy that we make people just
but also everybody wants to be offended by something these days. So like
we try to do it.
We go out of your way to do it. Yeah.
We make our poor label and our publicist just insane. She's like, I don't, you're like not quite in country and you're not quite in rock. You're right in the middle. I'm like, then market that.
I'm like, I see nothing wrong with it, but then again, I also love living right between rock and country myself, so that's probably why. But I think that the marriage of country and rock has such a beautiful vibe about it. I don't know, there's something about it. So
I like how you put that, the marriage of rock and country.
Yeah. Well, it's been around since the 70s. Think about, like the Eagles, you know, the Rolling Stones, the country. Like a lot of people forget that the Stones like were huge country fans. They've even done like full country albums. Like I said, the Eagles, Jackson Brown, any of those guys. The whole Laurel Canyon sound was based off of like a California hybrid country vibe. So it's, that's always been there.
That's why it kind of makes me laugh when some people would be like, oh, that's too rock. I'm like, that kind of vibe has always been there, but like it was just labeled differently, I think. Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's why I love people like Ashley McBride, because she really has like everything from traditional country to country rock to country pop and modern, everything in between on like every album. And she's just like, this is me.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think the fans, that's what people want to ultimately hear. And the other thing too is everybody listens to playlists. So now we're in a world of where we're kind of doing more singles than anything.
Yeah.
Although we just did a full vinyl album. So we have a full vinyl LP.
Oh, nice.
That we just put out. Nice. It's really cool. I'm going to plug it real quick. There's a limited amount that you can get autographed on our website, rickmonroe.com, and every single disc is a different color because they were all just randomized by the factory. Cool. So it's not one record is the same as another.
Dang, that's cool.
Wow. Yeah, so we got that. And I mean, what the stores didn't take, we kept to ship. So we have a limited amount, but we do have some. So you go to rickmonroe.com and go to the merch, and you can get your very own autographed Rick Monroe and the Hitman 6-gun soul CD. Thank you.
Awesome.
Nice.
There you go. Thanks for the plug. I want to hear you sing though. And then when you're done, I want to talk about your band. After we hear your song. So
all right. Well, I was going to do this one just because the video just came out and it's starting to get a bunch of airplay. We just got picked up on like Country Fix and so much. So anyways, this is it's called Which Way Is Home. So you can go see the video, the official video. It's kind of about our story of traveling. LA to Memphis, and I tried Nashville, Tennessee. Gone miles and miles, chasing crazy dreams, and I've been near heaven, damn close enough to fly. Waiting for my moment to stand in the light, and when will I see where I'm supposed to be? And when will I know which way is home? Ocean sunrise, or painted desert sky. Now I've seen so much more than my share of life. There've been good and bad times, chasing right to feed my gypsy soul. And when will I see where I'm supposed to be? And when will I know which way is home? Home, I'm supposed to be, and when will I know which way is home? Home, home.
Amazing, dude.
Dang!
I hope it
Wow.
translated over this little speed. I don't know if this did, but thank you.
Oh, we
No.
get the vibe.
Oh yeah, we do, definitely.
I definitely could see his voice as a very good marriage between country and rock.
Yeah.
And I really, really like the song though in the meeting. Of course, every artist can probably relate, but
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome.
It's like, because I was born in Clearwater, moved to England, lived in Kansas, Connecticut, North Carolina, California. Now I live in Nashville. So there's that. I tour probably a couple hundred dates at minimum a year. I'm out on the road. And then, of course, musically, we always joke about not having a home. So the song kind of encompasses all of that.
Yeah.
Nice.
What I thought was really cool is the Great Minds music video and the side of you. Logged over 1.5 million views on YouTube.
Yeah. Those two.
Dang.
Well, here's the crazy thing. Well, Great Minds Drink Alike was really cool because we had all those cameos. I had like Eric Church's band. I had Ashes to New. I had Hailstorm. I had people from Gwar. I had like just, Three Doors Down. Like all these different people did cameos.
I know Justin Biltonen.
Wow.
And the funny thing is it got banned by CMT. Our last video, Midnight Rider, got played by CMT, but that one got banned, which I thought was funny.
Okay.
This side of you, we a company called Vivo is a Chinese phone company. They snagged our song because somebody put it out in China and it went to #1 in Chinese iTunes. Which
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
What?
That's crazy.
But then they put it on the phone and they loaded it to 65 million phones all over Southeast Asia without our permission, without any monetary.
Oh my god!
Really?
So, so we have like fans. We have people getting married to that song in India. We actually saw an Indian wedding in Orlando, and they were playing our song. And I tried to go tell them, I'm like, hey, that's me. You guys are like having at your wedding. And they're like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Oh damn!
Yeah, so
Wow.
and it all happened right when COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
So we started seeing all the views, going up. We couldn't figure it out. And by the time we figured it out, lawyers tried to get involved. Nobody wanted to admit to anything, whatever. And then I'm like, well, let's go tour. But no one was touring for like 2 years. But now we're on the backside of that. We're going to see if we can figure something out. So kind of like YouTube.
What a mixed bag.
They just shoved the song on everyone's phone.
Wow.
That is crazy. What a mixed bag situation of awesome and like not all at the same time.
Yeah.
Dang.
Question for you. So the Hitmen.
Yes.
Where did you find these guys?
Well, it was funny.
They're scary too, because when they walk around, I'm like, oh my god.
Well, the first one was Bobby Perkins. He's from upstate New York. We actually filled in for somebody else because our main guitar player had to go take some kind of a theater gig, but the money was too good, so we couldn't do it. So Bobby was like, okay, I'll come and sub. But 6 months later, I was like, well, you're not a sub anymore. You're part of the band. So that guy just lost his gig, whatever. And then we picked up a drummer who found a buddy when we needed a bass player. Same thing, we needed a sub. He had a friend who was working in a factory. That was Alan. Alan Beeler was basically like 150 pounds heavier, working in a factory, just doing nothing. Had to rent a bass and a bass cabinet because he's really a guitar player. But he came out and he and I just started writing together. Like he and I wrote most of the last record, and we've written all of this record together. And so Alan just kind of came along and stayed. And then the very last guy, we were in the studio recording the album, and the producer just kept pushing this drummer on us saying, I mean, your guy's cool, but this guy is something special. And he's looking for something like this. And that's where Jason came around. So we have Jason Bowl, who's from Seattle, who's just got groove for days. You got Alan Beeler, who can play any instrument with strings. He's technically a bass player, but he's also a co-writer and does everything else. And then Bobby is just guitar player extraordinaire, like crazy metalhead chicken picker. Like it's great. So that just, yeah, and it all started with COVID because we all just were doing live streaming.
Right.
Right.
People are like crazy for live streaming, and that's kind of what started us working as a band.
Right. That's what started my show. Is that I did this during COVID. I started this up, and yeah, I mean, I've gone through a lot of hiccups myself, doing this and a lot of changes and stuff. But yeah, you kind of build your audience that way, and this is the platform that people are used to now. you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you see everybody having a podcast or a YouTube channel or they're doing some type of a show or something now because, I mean, it was because of COVID that opened the doors for a lot of people. Musicians, you know, are able to reach out and talk to their audience by doing live streams like this.
Yeah.
You know?
I did notice that back then. I remember we did one with Ron White and Alex Ramundo for Number One Tequila. I mean, the numbers were insane though back at like when it first started and you're doing live streams.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had like 1.5 million people watching at one time. I remember would go on and it would just be like crazy. Now it's like, especially with Facebook, it seems harder to get multiple people. They'll watch it eventually, but it's not like it used to be when you just go on live. People are like, it's live. I want to see other people.
Yeah, everybody isn't stuck in their house anymore, thank goodness. But yeah, I feel that.
Well, I want to hear one more song from you before we let you go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know, putting you on the spot like that.
Let's see. All right.
Like,
I've gotten lazy as a guitar player because my band's so good.
Okay.
I feel that.
But I wrote this song. It was funny. So we're in the studio, and we had this Malcolm Springer as a producer. Great guy. Just he's a character. He kind of looks. I mean, he's like Stone Cold Steve Austin, but only shorter. But a little bit more angry too. But he one day he's like sitting. He's like, "Oh, I just got on the phone with my brother, and he's like, man, it's spring. It's time to get into beer shape." And I went, "Excuse me? What'd you say?" He goes, "Beer shape." You know, I'm like, and I was sitting there going, I'm like, I think I got an idea. So we wrote a song called Beer Shape. This one we're actually putting out for summer just because we thought it'd be a good summer one. But, you know, like I said, I'm not really the player on this, but I did write it though. Here we go. Beer Shape. Girl says a 6-pack is what I need. If I don't get rich, she's walking out on me. So I get to running on down the ways to that liquor store. I hope I'm not too late. Whoa, I think I'll grab a whole damn case. Oh yeah, because I gotta get in beer shape. Oh yeah. So I pop my top so she can see I could be the man she always wanted me to be. And now these 12-ounce curls are feeling great. I got 2 more 40s for some extra weight. And whoa, I ain't drinking for the taste. Oh no, he said I gotta get in beer shape. Make it a Budweiser, cause I give you all IPA. Make it foreign, domestic, and drink whatever it takes. Gotta get in beer shape. Man, Frankie McDonald, he's on. Do you guys know him?
Yeah, I know Frankie.
You know Frankie?
I know Frankie.
Yes.
Do you know Gino from In Hot Water?
No, I don't.
Because we gotta get
Hello,
back to
Frankie.
I just saw Frankie out there. No way.
Hey, Frankie.
Anyways, guys, you know, like I've been lifting like 12-ounce cans like crazy, trying to get all ripped. I mean, hell, I'm starting to look like a keg if I keep it up right, you know. 12-ounce girls are feeling great. I got 2 more 40s for some extra weight, and I gotta get in beer shape. Whatever it takes to 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 get in beer shape.
Wow, that's fun.
There's like a part of the show where I talk anyway, so I was like, "This is perfect." Yeah, my buddy
Definitely relatable.
Frankie. No way, Frankie's hilarious, man. He lives in Canada, right?
Yes, he does.
So my friend Gino just went up there for the eclipse.
Oh,
and met him and did a whole thing on his podcast. You got him. Gino's radical as can be. He's so awesome, but he's on that Compound Media, which is what. So that's crazy. Can't believe Frankie's on there.
Oh, Frankie's a buddy of mine.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's on quite a bit.
It's crazy how many followers he has too.
Oh, it's crazy. Hey, I just sent you a link. Hop on.
Yeah, Frank.
Yeah, hop on.
Oh, okay. I cannot wait to get this. I'm gonna get. It's Gino Biscotti is my buddy's name, and if he comes on, I swear I'm gonna nobody will believe it. That's hilarious. Yeah,
Frankie used to do weather for us.
I was on a show with him on last Thursday. He just got a haircut. $14 Canadian. $14 Canadian. Anyways, Frankie.
Frankie, you're in the dark.
What's up, Frankie?
Oh no, we can't see you.
I can't see your new haircut, man. Oh no, I can't believe this is you guys. This is definitely taking time.
Frankie.
Hi guys.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Hi guys.
He wants to see your haircut. He wants to see your new haircut, Frankie.
I guess with Frank Del Tree. My new haircut. Frank, I'm reunited with Roger the Wild Child Show. Reunited.
Yeah.
Frankie, I was just with you and Gino last week. Gino Biscotti and
Things are great so far. I was on in Hot Water Show. Things are great so far.
That is too crazy. What's up, Frankie? How's it going? The haircut looks good, man.
Right now, it's hot and humid. It's hot and humid in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now. Then they got Tropical Storm Alberto currently hitting Mexico right now.
What's the temperature in Canada right now?
So, it's well above 100 Fahrenheit with the humid index in my area.
Nice. So, man, next time Gino comes up, I'm coming with him and we're staying at your house, right?
Yeah, you'll probably stay at the Holiday Inn.
Oh no!
He's frozen again.
Is he frozen?
Oh dang it! Yeah.
I still can't believe that. This is like.
Wow, small world, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it's so funny. Like every once in a while, I'll get these messages from Frankie. Frankie will be like, "Hey, Roger, how are you? I'm doing good so far."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, Frankie, that's good. That's good." He goes, "Next Roger the Wild Child show will be on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. I'm like, "Yes, you're right, Frankie."
That's so
it's awesome.
I was on Roger the Wild Child show back in 2022. I'm like, yep.
Wow.
That's when.
And right now it's above 100 with it.
There you are.
There you are, Frankie.
Place. What's up, Frankie?
It's above 100 Fahrenheit in my area right now.
Frankie, you know who this guy is?
And that's another musician guy.
Yeah.
Yes. He was on Hot Water with you.
Compound Media.
Yes, and I want to show Gino Biscotti on Compound Media Network.
Oh, hopefully you record this show, right? Like, there's
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It'll
That means
replay on live stream.
I'm having a great day so far. I like to meet someone on top right.
I can't.
I'm Franklin down.
Oh, Kristen. That's Kristen K.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you, Frankie.
Hi, Kristen. It's Frankie down. Nice to meet you, Kristen. I'm doing great so far.
Good to see you, buddy. It's so crazy that you're here.
Small world.
Yes.
It's funny, my brother always used to call me Elvis Gump because I kind of like, instead of the 6 degrees of separation between, what's his name? It's me. Like I seem to like these people like
I love that.
And as I've done a private concert for Gorbachev, and then I know Frankie. I mean, these are crazy, crazy world.
Right?
Yep.
All right, Frankie. Thanks
That's
for
funny.
stopping by, buddy.
Good to see you, Frankie. I'll see
Nice
you on
meeting you, man.
Hot Water again. Easy.
Oh, I know.
Wow.
Well, there you
man.
go. There you go. Now you've got some Frankie McDonald here.
That's fun.
Matt
Love that.
Oakley's in the background just laughing at all this.
Yeah. He's probably like, what did I get myself into?
Right, exactly. He's like, I've been sitting here for about an hour waiting to go and do my interview.
Yeah.
Got
God,
Frankie
geez.
McDonald popping in here. It's like,
He's a hard one to like, he will definitely upstage you. You really got to be careful. And the way Gino works with him,
yeah.
oh, it's like, okay, you have to be on your toes with that guy. So he's a comedian. He's a New York comedian, and he's good people. But
Yeah, for sure.
so that's
So tell us where everybody can find you, Rick.
rickmonroe.com has everything, and if you go to there, obviously we're on Instagram, Twitter. I think we even have a LinkedIn. I'm not really sure. We have all kinds of stuff. We have obviously TikTok, anywhere, YouTube. We got a channel. We're on every streaming platform. We have, like I said, we have a limited edition LP that you can get. Every disc is a different color.
That
It's
is
beautiful.
cool.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
if you go and you can see a bunch of. We post a bunch of like all the different ones. I mean, they're all completely different. Some are translucent. Some are.
Wow.
It's just weird, but it's great.
That's so
And,
fun.
Yeah, and we've already started working on the next album. We've got
Oh, cool.
we got the majority of
Nice.
almost everything. And it's funny though because the guy who plays keys for us plays for Hootie. And
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
he's out on the road with them, and so he's like, called me today. He's like, hey man, I'm going to get in on next Saturday, and do the keyboard parts. But I got to go fly and do Good Morning America tomorrow, and I think we're headlining Fenway tomorrow night. I'm like, oh yeah, why don't you go do our keyboard tracks, man? Forget that.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
Yeah, forget that. And so
Dang.
yeah,
Wow.
so we're really excited about everything. We're just going to keep pumping out music and do what we love, and hopefully people will love it. So that's all we can do.
Awesome. And
Yep.
Caitlin says hi. Then she says, follow Rick. He is awesome.
Thank you, Caitlin.
All right. Rick Monroe of Rick Monroe and the Hitmen. Don't piss him off. He's got the Hitmen with him.
I'm the nice guy. It's the Hitman you got to watch out for. That's why I didn't bring it. I didn't want to spare you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you
It
guys.
was great talking with you.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you. Tell Matt I said hi. We got to chat with a little bit before. And tell him when he gets to Nashville to look me up, because any Florida boy come. There you are. Hey, man, when you come to Nashville, make sure you hit me up.
Yeah,
All the boys, we got to stick together. So,
for sure.
Nice.
Sure. Maybe grab a right here or there.
I figure I bring him on and let you tell him.
Yeah. There you go. So I got it. Just hit me up online and you get my number.
Perfect.
We'll just go from there.
Sweet. Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna let y'all do your thing, and I'm just gonna go pet my dog or something weird like that.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Rick. Wow.
Oh man. He's fun.
Yeah, he was. So there you go. I had to throw Frankie in there.
Yeah. Keep
I'm
it
like-
entertaining.
Yeah, well, Rick's like, yo, Frankie. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna call him and tell him to get on the line, get online,
The reason I was laughing is because a while ago, that Frankie guy went viral for a couple of videos, and me and my buddies know who he is. He was familiar, not know him like you guys know him, but I've seen some of his videos before. So I was just like, this is hilarious that it's popping up, and now he's joining on. So I was all for it.
That was just so random too. He'll just pop out of nowhere and start saying, "I'm watching you," or "I'm just checking out your show. How are you doing, Roger? Haven't talked to you in a while." Da 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 da. And then it's just like, and he used to do the weather for us, so we would do a weather with him every week. And then I just had to change things up a little bit.
Yeah.
But people come, people go. But yeah, Frankie, I'll be sitting there on a Saturday night and he'll send me a video on Facebook Messenger. Hey, Roger, it's Frankie McDonald. I'm doing good so far. Thanks, Frankie.
I love it.
I'm doing great too.
As if it's a constant question going around your head.
That's funny.
Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest needs no introduction. He is a singer-songwriter out of Florida, making his way to Nashville. I mean, he's
Nice.
Yep, he's what they call a breakthrough artist.
All right.
So
Yeah.
please welcome Matt Oakley to the stage.
Woohoo!
Happy to be here. I wouldn't quite say I've broken through yet, but it does feel like we're on our way. Things have been picking up some steam here in the last couple months, and it's been super fun. And really just trying to take it like day by day, week by week has been just
That's
enjoyable
awesome.
the whole.
Yeah.
Nice.
So where did you? How old were you when you realized I want to be a singer?
Yeah. So I think how old I was when I realized that. It took a good 15 years before I actually put something out, just because it didn't seem. I grew up playing football and basketball, and I ran a landscaping company, and I was always doing something. Like I was always busy. I never really had the time to, sit down and dive into music. And it's one of those things too that's you kind of feel vulnerable doing it. Like you're putting a piece of yourself out there for people to judge whether or not they like it or not like it, and inevitably you're going to be bad at first. And so it's like I never really jumped off that cliff publicly until around 2020. But before that, I mean, I was writing like on my iPod Touch, like little random songs.
iPod Touch.
That's so cute. I remember those.
Yeah. And then I would like find instrumental or karaoke YouTube videos, and I would take my iPod Touch and I would take like my sister's iPod Touch and I would steal it to use the voice recorder, and I would like sing over top of it. And it was just like horrible quality. It wasn't worth
That's
it.
awesome.
But it was just like for myself to listen back and be like, oh, am I good? Am I bad? And of course I was bad at the time. And then in college, I kind of taught myself a couple chords on the piano, and then started writing some stuff. And then I posted a few covers and on TikTok when that was really new. And they got like, I don't know, 30, 40,000 views like overnight. And people were,
oh, wow. That's awesome.
Wow.
they
That's
were just
crazy.
like, I was getting like people reaching out like, oh, let's make a song. And so I just started making songs, and then COVID hit and I had nothing to do but that. And so I just dove in fully then.
That's pretty much what everybody was doing.
Yeah.
That's
Finding
true.
something to do, not to go stir crazy.
Yes, for sure.
So you're in Florida now. When do you plan on making the move to Nashville?
Yeah, so my lease starts July 3rd, so I got 2 weeks to go. So yeah.
Nice. He's got it all planned out.
And he's going to be there by 4th of July too. So
yeah, I know, right?
Be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, I'll try my
I
best.
hear Nashville is crazy during 4th of July.
I mean, it's
I've
crazy.
never been, but I've heard about it.
It's crazy year round. I feel like I was up and down a lot this past year working on an album, and we would go out, and it was just like you almost get burnt out on the super mainstream bars like the Aldeans of the world and all that. You kind of want to find these little honky tonk dives that just are one floor with a good cover band, and you and your boys can have a drink or two without getting swamped by a ton of
When
people.
I was in Nashville 2 weeks ago for CMA Fest, I went to Dierks Bentley's twice, actually. I saw Shayna G there. And let's see, I hit Kid Rock's place. John Bon Jovi opened up a bar there. John Bon Jovi opened up a bar on Broadway. Imagine that. I was in Lainey Wilson's new bar. I'm popping in these bars to say, yeah, I was there.
Yeah, you wanted to get through the round.
I felt cool at that point.
They probably all meshed into one bar in your head at this point, though.
They do. They do.
Yeah, it's funny to me because I remember Nashville before every artist had a bar. And it's funny because I remember when Old Red came in, and I think that was like one of the first ones. But it's funny to me how everyone now has their own bar. I'm like, I have mixed feelings because you kind of lost the old bars that have been there for a long time and have history and stuff. But also I can't lie. I love Lainey Wilson. So I think it's cool that she has a bar. So it's like,
Morgan Wallen has a bar.
Opened up.
Everybody does.
And everybody's
It's a
throwing
thing to
chairs
do, I
off the
guess.
roof. No, just kidding.
When you walk in,
Oh man. but I'm sure it was crazy, especially Roger, when you were there, because CMA Fest is nuts and every bar is packed to the brim every day of that.
Yeah.
So I get that.
So Matt, what artist inspires you?
Yeah. So I think, I mean, y'all were kind of touching on genres and the blending of genres and stuff like that. And obviously I was sitting in the green room, so I was tuning into that. And but like I said, when I first started out, and it was really in the beginning was like, see what's possible. Like I didn't know how you make music or what goes into it fully. Obviously I knew a couple instruments, throw them together. Maybe it sounds good, maybe it doesn't. I didn't get the intricacies of it. And so I would listen to all different kinds of music, whether it was country or it was rock or it was pop, and then you look at like the Morgan Wallens of the world who are super popular, and they, in one moment they have a full live in studio band, and then the next moment he's on a rap song with 808s and hi-hats and it's like, so when I first got into it, I'd say like some of that kind of stuff inspired me. But now that I've kind of found my own like sound and process, I've just gone back to like what I love to listen to. And that's like the Cody Johnsons, the Riley Greens, like just that real authentic, like 4 on the floor, like right at you, tell a story in 3 or 4 minutes. Something. And so I've fully, after the first like year or two of finding myself and my sound, I fully feel like I'm kind of heading in that lane, and that's kind of where all my songs that are set to come out live. And I'm stoked on that. So I'd say Cody Johnson, Riley Green are my top 2 right now.
What inspires you to write a song?
I think real life events, and once again, the process has changed so much from when I started till now. And when I started, it was like, I wonder what people will like, and how can I make a song or a story about something people will like? And then it's quickly turned into just making songs about either stuff I like, or I've been through, or I've gone through, or my friends have gone through, or things that we've talked about, you know, time and time again. And I've realized like things that I relate to, there's a good chance a lot more people out there relate to it, rather than me trying to make something out of thin air that's fake and not me. And I think that was not a hard lesson to learn, but a very important one for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can relate as well, at least when you were talking about like how you kind of like changed over time as you were finding your sound. Cause I kind of started in pop, which sounds absolutely crazy now cause I'm super country now. But I kind of went from pop to pop country, and then found rock a lot more, and kind of found my vibe. And once you find where you're kind of mostly meant to be, then you know that's your sound, and you just do you, and that's pretty cool.
I think as like a listener, you always you think one person does one thing and that's it, versus when you start creating yourself, you're like, oh, it's just a moving target, and it's about finding and doing what you love. And like you said earlier, before I hopped on, you don't sit down and be like, I'm gonna make a song that fits in this genre. You just make what you the more authentic you can get to yourself, the more it's going to translate into song. And so I feel like that's kind of where we're going. And it takes time. People don't realize that it takes time to figure out who you are as a person. Like 8 billion people in this world are trying to do that. But then when you dive in deeper as like an artist and someone who creates and someone who makes something, it's a whole nother journey to find that too. And so I think just enjoying it is a huge part of it too, is like, enjoy the parts that are going to suck. You're going to make bad songs. You're going to make country songs. It's going to be okay. You're going to figure it out.
So do you ever find yourself waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're like, shit, I got to write a song?
Literally like a week ago, I woke up at like 4 a.m. and this is so crazy. And this is the first time this has happened. But like I said, I've been traveling to Nashville a ton to just go and do these writes, like these week-long writes. With some guys up there. And so if you've been a part of them, you obviously know how it works. You sit in a room and it's 3 or 4 people sometimes, and you just bounce ideas off of each other left and right. And I wrote, which was so crazy. I was dreaming and we were writing a song, and it was like this concept. And I woke up and I opened up my notes, and it was literally like I was talking to the people I write with, and they were giving me their input. That was really mine, I guess, because it came from my brain. They didn't really say it. It was one of the weirdest things. Wrote down the song.
That is interesting.
I sent it to them, like, this is great. We should write this. And so I was like, all right, it's going to be cool. Like, right now it's just a concept, so I'm not going to throw it out there, but it's got a cool little tagline. And I sent it to them, and they were like, let's write it. And so I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, once it comes out and once it's a thing, I'm like, actually, I had a dream of this. And then it'll be a cool little conception story.
Yeah. I find the best songs usually come from those random, oh, here's an idea, like out of nowhere, are usually the best songs for sure.
Agreed.
So what do you write more about? Do you write more on relationships? Do you I know you said life events, but or do you know what is your your main go-to on the type of music you write?
Yeah, I think real like you were saying, whatever kind of comes to you in the moment. I'd say like what looking back on it, it's a good. I like to. So I have an album and it's coming out. I don't have it out now. It's 14 songs, and I would say like a perfect split of like maybe half of them are relationship songs, not necessarily breakup ones, but they're about a relationship or an ex or whatever it might be, or some story that we've all put together. And then the other half are about life. Like I'm a military kid. I've been in, my dad was in the Army for 22 years. And so I bounced all around. And so I've got this song dedicated to what it's like to not be in the military, but be a family member of someone in the military. And so,
wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
and like that. So like that was one that I pulled from. And then, I mean, there's like, I've got one that's similar to this song that Rick sang earlier. He was like, "Which way is home?" I believe that was what the name of his was. And the one I have is about kind of like that journeyman through music, is like playing these dive bars and traveling all around. And like the picture from the outside looking into it is a lot different when you start doing it. And so it's like just stuff. I never try and like these days, I never try and just, like I said, pull something out of thin air, make something up. It normally just comes from something I've lived through. And I'm young, I'm 25. So I haven't lived too much yet, so I'm probably going to run out of ideas soon, and it might be a relationship.
Well, you know, you're 25 now. 10 years, you'll probably be performing on Nissan Stadium. So
hopefully, it's a little quicker than that.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I know what you're saying. I will say definitely, as I've approached good old 30 this year, it's funny when I look back on it's funny when I look back on all of my older songs, because one, all the really old songs are just boy crazy, and I'm just like, girl. and then there's like a period in the middle of I don't want a boy, and then I found one. So it's like this whole funny thing. But it's I will say, as one who thought that they were going to sort of run out of ideas, I don't think you do. I think you just experience different things in life, because I think when you're young you write about love a lot because that's the thing you feel the most intensely.
And it's so important to people your age,
but then and then you have a lot of different experiences that are very emotionally charged as you grow up. So I think there's always some story to tell, and some struggle you're going through, some great thing you're going through. That's just life. So you just got to write about it. That's what country music is about.
Look at Luke Combs. He just dropped an entire album about fathers and sons, like nothing but like it might be 8 or 9 songs. I don't know exactly, but he just dropped it, and it's like you find new things is what you're saying, and new things start to matter a little more. So now a little tongue in cheek when I say run out of ideas, but I think honestly that's kind of your good ones, because like if you sit down and you're like make one song versus sit down and make 100, you're probably going to you'll be able to pick a much better song than the chance of just stumbling on one. So I think I'm not genuinely worried about running out of ideas, but I hope it filters out the bad ideas and we can push those aside.
Yeah, I think that the ideas kind of just get more mature over time, because you mature and change and grow. And so your writing does the same, which is why it's always funny when you look at your younger days and you're like, why did I care? Why did I rhyme those things? Oh my gosh. It's funny.
Matt Oakley, where can everybody find your music?
Yeah, so it's on like streaming platforms. It's just Matt Oakley, like the sunglasses. So MATT Oakley. And then on socials, it's Matt Oakley Music on Instagram and TikTok. So that's the best way to find me. And any shows, updates, and new music releases, I try to stay on top of keeping all that and posting that out there as soon as I know.
Awesome. All right, Matt, I appreciate you joining us. Thank you for taking your time, and definitely look forward to seeing you at Nissan Stadium in a year or two.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Keep thinking it,
man. All right, take care, sir.
We had some good guests today.
Yes, we did. And we had a fun show. It was just the two of us.
We survived.
We did.
We had good guests, so hey,
we did.
that helps.
Yeah. So, I definitely want to thank Rick Monroe and Matt Oakley for joining us. We got some stellar shows coming up. Make sure you guys are following and sharing our podcast because honestly, guys, I got some great talent. And the cool thing is was at CMA Fest and I met up with a lot of publicists. So
I was wondering.
I'm doing some networking and we're going to have some nice, we're going to have some nice guests on the show. So
I know we're having on next week, but I don't know if we're allowed to say.
I don't have next week. I'm
excited. Yet. Oh, okay. I saw the one booking that you sent us and I was like,
July 3rd. July 3rd.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to see.
You could say it.
Oh, I was okay. I'll let them figure it out later. But we'll just say that she was on The Voice and she was on Reba's team, and I'm pretty excited to ask her about it. So
Jackie
she was awesome.
Roar will be here on July 3rd.
What Jackie a voice!
Roar.
I'm very excited to talk with her for sure. That's
she
awesome.
was on Reba's team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. And I got to meet her at CMA Fest, so that was cool.
Dang, that's cool.
I met everybody. I was in the media room and all
that's the way to do it.
Had 40 artists all popping and sitting in our Kick-Ass Country booth talking
so
to
cool.
us. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Next year, Kristen, Roger the Wild Child Show, we're gonna get a booth over there and we're gonna we're gonna live stream interviews with everybody.
Ooh, that'd be awesome. I would love that.
So July 3rd, I don't have next week's book yet, but I'm working on it. But July 3rd, we have Holden Barter and Jackie Roar. Okay. So, and Jackie, just so you guys know, she's from The Voice, season 24, right?
I've lost track, to be honest. I can't remember which one it is. There's so many. But yes.
And she sang Heart Alone. Oh my God, she killed it.
What a voice. I totally know I Reba for her.
Absolutely. So I do want to thank you guys all for checking the show out tonight. We'll be back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Also, check out our radio station, Kick-Ass Country Music. You could go to the App Store. If you go to Apple, download Kick-Ass Country Music. If you go to Google Play, it's K-A Country. Okay? K-A Country. Well,
they didn't like it.
Google didn't like the word ass. So, whatever. So, I had to battle Google on this one. So, I finally got them to prove the app by calling it KA Country.
We can't be the only ones who have ever tried to make that a name. Come on. Oh. That's funny, though.
All righty. Well, thank you for joining us. We will see you guys all next week, and you guys have a great night.